What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Sorry it took me so long to get back to this. I've been out for, man, what, a month, 2 months, something like that. I haven't posted a video. Still working on this old girl right here. Haven't made a lot of progress on it since my last video. I've kind of been dealing with some health issues, but hopefully I've got those resolved and I am back to YouTube. So today we're not actually working on this girl right here. We are going to be lifting my buddy's truck. That Ford Ranger that I've had in a couple of videos now. We're going to be lifting that, and I think it's a 4-inch lift. I'm not positive, I don't remember, but I've got his parts sitting here in my garage. They've been here for, oh man, 3 months, something like that. They've been here for a little while. We've just been kind of putting it off. I've had my health issues, like I said, and today's the day. We're gonna lift it. So I will show you what we got. My buddy's not here yet, he's on his way, and we will get to going. So let me show you what we've got so far as parts go, and go from there. Okay guys, so this is the stockpile of parts we have to go on his truck. It is a rough country lift, and he had the leaf springs he's putting under it, and I'm not entirely sure what's in all those boxes, but we will address that whenever we get to it. So first thing first, that needs to come out. We need to make room to bring his truck in. So let's get that out. It does start, it does run. I can back it out and bring it in. It drives that far, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna back it out real quick. Okay, the car's out here. The only other thing I gotta do before my buddy gets in, and I do now have room in the garage, is I have got my old truck's wheels and tires still in the bed of my truck. I am currently selling these, and if you're in the Magic Valley area, I do live in Idaho, if you're in the Magic Valley area and you are interested in buying some wheels and tires, go ahead and hit me up. I'm asking $1,200 for them just because they are damn near brand new. But I had a sale last night and they flaked out, never even showed up. So it is what it is. But these are for sale for anybody who is wondering. They are 20 by 12, negative 44 offset, and they are the Chevy 6 by 6.5 bolt pattern. The tires that are wrapped around it are damn near brand new Toyo MT 37 by 13.5 20s. I mean, yeah, I had a sale last night. They flaked out. What can you do? So they are still currently for sale. I mean, I ran these tires for about 1,800 miles. I didn't even have a rotation on them. Got all 4 of them, $1,200. That's it. I paid $4,500 for the set, so $3,000 loss for me. But hey, what do you do? I can't use them, and they've just been sitting in my garage. So let me get these unloaded real quick and get them out of the bed of my truck. Okay guys, so this is really kind of ghetto. This is going to be kind of our homemade little stress test. See what the truck does before we lift it versus after. See if it gets to the top of this stump we have in the ground. That's sketchy as shit. We're going to try it. So my buddy's going to bring a truck over. See if we can flip his truck over the other side. I don't know. But we're going to try it and see if he gets to the top. If he does, we'll have to amp this up somehow and get to the point where the back tire comes off the ground. And that is our point to know how high he can go before the lift. And then after the lift, we'll do the same test, and how high you can go after the lift. I'll just back up a little bit and then come my way by about 6 inches. Can I come my way? Okay, straighten up. Okay. Alright, right? I'm trying to hold it there.
Truck died.
Yeah. As soon as I say now, hit your brakes.
Okay.
And hold them. Now. Right there.
Okay. I felt that tire pick up and drop.
So the center of your wheel goes up from the ground. What is it? 14 inches. Okay.
Take video of the fucking back. I want to see it though. At least take
Okay, hold on. So this is the truck. This is as high as he can go. He goes up 14 inches in total on the driver front side. And he has his rear wheel tucked in there pretty good. It's at a pretty good angle. Got my boy over here watching. And hopefully the truck doesn't tip over because he's right in the way. So that is the height he can go. So 14 inches up on this homemade little ghetto ramp, and we will do it again once we have the lift installed. Okay, truck's in the garage. First thing we gotta do, disconnect the battery. So let's do that real quick. That's step number one. Just take a 13mm socket and loosen either the positive or the negative on the battery, doesn't matter which one, just as long as there's no positive and negative current running through the electrical on the truck. So, battery disconnected, we're going to shove it out of the way, low as we can get it so it's not going to have a chance of touching the battery post, and we're good on the battery. Okay, we have the rear end up on stands. I had to put some blocks under there, it's stable. The rear end sagged too far because we have to have the stands on the frame and not on the rear axle like you typically would, because these leaf springs are going to come out. We have some new leaf springs sitting back here, which means if I put the jack stand underneath the axle, we couldn't get the leaf springs out because the pressure from the truck would shove it up and you wouldn't be able to get them out. So, jack stands are on the frame. Now we're going to take the wheels off and proceed from there. Okay, so first step on the rear end of this truck, since we're putting new leaf springs in, we have got every bolt that we're going to be messing with, the leaf spring shackle bushings and the bolt that goes through them. We've cleaned them all off with some compressed air and sprayed them with PV Blaster so that they're easier to take off. All of these 4 bolts up top are 18 mils. The shock is an 18 mil. We have a jack underneath the rear differential because as soon as we take the shock off on both sides and all 4 of these volts, then the rear end can just float down on its own. Things to watch for though before you do that: your brake lines. Make sure you check your brake lines as you're going down. Make sure you aren't going to bust them off because you don't want to do that. So that and your parking brake cable. So make sure whenever you're lowering your rear end down, you watch for those things. And we're going to zip all these bolts off real quick, starting with the shocks because we have new shocks, and lower the rear end down. This shock, depending on how good it is, it might push down. But we'll get the bolt out of there. There we go. If you pull your shock outward, it might push down a little bit, which it does. And we'll do that on both sides. That one's out. Again, knock the bolt out, and we will loosen the top one. Okay, shocks are off. My buddy's over there cleaning up the bolts from the shocks because on the rear, they want you to reuse the shock bolts. Not a huge deal. I got this shackle on the other side already undone. We're going to undo this one and let the rear end float on the jack and lower it down. So we're going to take this off now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to lower this rear end now that we have the shackles out. I'm going to slowly lower it, and it's got some spacers above the axle tube between the axle and the leaf springs, so we can get those out. And we have to be careful with this because we don't want it to tip over. So we're going to slowly lower it. And it looks like it's already walking forward. See what happens if I come down a little bit lower. Yep. So we're going to stop here and we're going to get this axle lowered. So we got the rear end down far enough now, I think, that we should be able to get the leaf springs out. We got to undo both sides of the leaf spring shackles on both sides of the truck. And now that's what we're going to get to. And then once we get that out, we can start installing the new parts. So let's get them out. We got both leaf springs out. They were a pain to get out. We ended up having to take a grinding disc and cut the shackles, or the bolts for the leaf springs through the shackles. We cut them out, got them out. Now it's time to install the new one. So I'm gonna get the new one set in here. Stick a bolt through that hanger. As you can see, we bent that hanger out a little bit, not a big deal. And then we're gonna leave the leaf springs in. So let me grab the leaf spring and start installing the new one. Okay, leaf springs are in. One thing to watch for, like I said earlier, that brake line, it is stretched. So what I'm gonna do, just grab a crescent wrench, go up to it, tighten down on it, and then bend it down. That is a steel line going down, so you can bend this and not have to worry about it. Bend this down a ways, and then it will give you room with your brake line. You don't want to have your brake line tight, because whenever you go out and go off-roading and your suspension travels, you risk a chance of breaking your brake line. You don't want that, so you want some free movement in there like we have now. So now we're good. Now we get the leaf springs bolted in and done up. That's what we're going to work on now. So as you can see, we have the suspension in. All of these suspension bolts that you see, like these are not fully tightened down. They're tightened down to where they touch. And along with the shackle bolts, that one isn't even in all the way, but the nut is on the back. You don't tighten any of your suspension components until you have it on the ground. I can't stress that. Do not tighten these till they're on the ground. If you tighten them while they're up in the air, you won't have it proper. We got the shock on this side. That's not tightened yet. My buddy's drilling out the other plate because these U-bolts that go through are too big to fit through the hole, so we had to drill them out. Not a big deal again. So he's drilling out that side, got that shock on. And we have plenty of movement with the brake line. So get that plate on, tighten it down to where it touches, and then put the wheels on, lower it to the ground, and then go through and torque everything down. So that's where we're at. Alright, so rear end's done. We have it setting on the ground now, and we have not tightened the suspension yet. We're not going to do that till the front is done. We now have the front end jacked up, the wheels off, and we're going to start on that. We don't know if we're going to do that tonight. Maybe. We might just call it a night. But the rear end is done, and this thing's setting ridiculously high. Now it's on the ground, and we have jumped up and down on the truck bed to get it to kind of settle a little bit, and that's where we're at. So we're going to probably start on the front. I don't know. We might not. We're still deciding. I'll let you know if we do decide. Either that or we're going to do it tomorrow. But the rear end is done. That was a chore in itself. The hardest part of the whole rear end was getting those shackles right there undone. That was the hardest part. We could get the bolts undone, or the nut off the bolt, wasn't a big deal, but the bolt itself was actually seized into the bushing. So, rear end's done, it's on the ground. That's where we're at. Okay, so we're calling it a night. We're done for the night. We are packing everything in, got all my wheels and stuff set in now. I got a couple more things to bring in, but we're done for the night. We're gonna call it good. We're gonna come back tomorrow morning, bright and early, start up again, and get that front end tore down and put together. So, this is the end of this video. Be sure to watch for the second part. This truck's gonna be done tomorrow. I'll post that up as soon as it's done. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave it down in the comment box down below. As always, guys, have a great day. Thanks for watching.